been searching for this part for a couple of years now, pretty passively, just kind of on and off, sort of browsing every now and again to see if I find something that's within the price I'm willing to pay. It's also pretty hard to find this part in general just because they only produced it for about 2 years. It's an OEM part, it's produced by Honda, but it was never released in the United States. We never got it for the US market, but it was made available as a standard for international markets. Everybody got it but us, and so of course, you know, everyone in the United States thinks that it's cool, right? I think it's actually also backwards. In Japan, they do a lot of like US based mods that, you know, they never got out there. So I was able to find this exact part well below what I think that it's worth, and I pulled the trigger on it. In fact, it was such a good deal that it almost made me nervous and kind of led me to believe that this might not be what I ordered to begin with. And the seller had pretty good feedback. I purchased on eBay. They had pretty good numbers for the most part. The weird thing is that a lot of their inventory was kind of all over the place in terms of what they're selling and, like, you know, who they're selling to. It wasn't just S2000 parts. It was kind of like GTR parts, Toyota Supra parts. So maybe just like hero car type stuff, but still, some of their prices were just kind of inconsistent. Like, I think I saw some things that were really expensive and some things that were really cheap. So I'm fully prepared to open this box and find out that it's not even remotely close to what I ordered. I'm also fully prepared to find like a ton of damage because the box that this thing shipped with is just not in the best condition, but we won't know until we know. So I'm gonna grab a box cutter and we're gonna pull this thing out together and figure out if I got scammed or not. I'm gonna unbox these now. So fully prepared for these to be absolute junk or just straight up not what I ordered. So, this is a really fragile product and it looks like we have a couple of layers of cardboard, but we still have a really gnarly break on this side, if you can see that. Oh. So the good news is that these are definitely what I ordered, but now the next question is, did they incur any damage on the way here? Put that there. Put this here. Wow, dude. These are in better condition than I thought they were gonna be. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, these look insane. Whoa. Okay, I'll put that to the side for a second. Alright, okay, I'm noticing some like weird things that we'll kind of dive into in a second, but I'll put that there. Unwrap the second one. Dang, dude. Oh, dude. Dang, they're sick. Oh, so sick. Dude, and they're really good condition. Wow. These are JDM OEM chrome housing headlights for the S2000, but what makes these special is that these were only offered for 2000 to 2003 on the AP1 generation S2000. They were never offered for any other car. You couldn't option them. There was nothing like that, and they were only produced for those 2 years for international markets. We never got these in the United States. As you can see, it's a partial black housing with the chrome insert around the headlight projector and the clear diffuser on the side. So getting your hands on these is just really difficult because they're hard to find. There weren't that many produced. I'm not even sure you can buy them still from the dealer, and if you can find them, you have to risk shipping them from across the world and hope that nothing happens to them. If you can find these online, you have to make sure that they have the right bulb sockets because these are actually different than they are on the US cars. Finding these as a fully assembled, ready to go unit was a really tough thing to do. So when I found these, I jumped on them immediately. So these have been re-clear coated in the past, and that's not necessarily bad news. The downside is that it feels like they didn't do the best job on it because this backside of the housing has actually been oversprayed with clear coat. You can tell that because it's super shiny. There's a gasket here on the headlight lens that is non-replaceable and it's missing on our headlights. So we're gonna have to get creative and find a solution to replace this. We actually have a broken tab. So I was fully prepared for this. I was actually ready for more than one tab to be broken, but this is what happens when you package stuff terribly. I'm gonna send the seller a message online to see if they're willing to do a partial refund or something like that, because this technically is their fault. They should have done a better job packing stuff. And I know that because I've taken big L's on shipping stuff across the world and it being damaged in transit. So if you're ever in this position, just know that this is the fault of the seller. Because they are from an international market where you do drive on the opposite side of the road, the beam pattern that projects from these headlights at night is going to be different. Our headlights are actually pointed in a direction that's not going to blind oncoming traffic. If you don't do a lot of nighttime driving, that might not be a deal breaker to you, but if you do, it is something to consider. So we have a little bit of work left to do before we're able to actually put these on the car, but the fact alone that we were able to secure these is such a win, dude. I've been like looking high and low for these for so long, and I think they're gonna look super rad on the car. So now that those are out of the way, I actually have a few more packages I want to unbox for you, just to kind of give you an idea as to what else is coming, and one really cool package that I'm really excited to open on camera that I've actually been holding on to for a couple of weeks. Two more packages to get through. This is going to be an unboxing, and this is actually an install for today's video. I already know what's in here, but we're going to put it together in a second. So let's go ahead and jump into this guy. Oh, yo. Oh, whoa. So these are an OEM set of mirrors for the S2000. Really not too much to say about these besides the fact that they're black, but I really like the idea of throwing black mirrors on a white car because it is a trend that I've kind of been seeing in the last couple of years with auto manufacturers throwing black mirrors on newer white cars. I'm a big fan of the contrast element, and I think that little things like this kind of help modernize the car. The S2000 is kind of in this weird realm where it's not terribly old, but it's definitely not new. So little subtle details like this, I think, help kind of bring it up to speed. Finding good mirrors was hard because these parts are normally pulled off of wrecked cars. So paint and stuff, you kind of have to accept that you're just gonna have to do on your own, which I did. But the other cool thing about these is that they came with these convex wide angle blue tinted lenses for the actual mirror. So I took a gamble on these. I was really hoping these would be the Spoon Sports, but the seller didn't specify and wouldn't give any more information. So I ended up just going with these, and I can't tell what brand they are. I don't see a logo or anything on them, but I actually kind of prefer it that way, I think. So I'm gonna get these resprayed as quickly as possible, and then we're gonna throw them on the car, and it should look rad. So this is the last package, and we're actually gonna be installing both of these products in this video. So before I get into the unboxing, I wanna say thank you to Jerry for sending these out. Jerry is a big homie of mine who actually works for a local parts distribution company, Art of Attack, in the LA area. So let me actually just kind of open it up on camera to show you what we got. So big Art of Attack sticker, as you can see here. So the first thing in here, which I never thought I would own because these are pretty far down on my list, are a set of Mugen license plate bolts. I think it says on here somewhere, yeah, number plate bolts. Literally, it's in the product description. So this is super funny, but these are just really like high level detail, like baller bolts that you can put on your car. They're sized to where you can actually put them in a lot of different places, even though they're designed for the license plate bracket. But I know people will put these in their engine bay and like a lot of different places. So these are really cool bolts that I didn't think I'd get around to owning anytime soon, but I love these. I've always loved the design of them. They're really well made details, and I'm all about the details. I love the details, man. The details is where I go the hardest and spend the most time on. Jerry introduced me to a company called K20 Mart, and it's pretty rad because K20 Mart has been around since like 2009, and they've been making shift knobs out of this Delrin material. And Delrin, I don't know a whole lot about, to be honest with you, but it feels like it's just kind of like this hard plastic substrate. Really cool combination because it incorporates this teardrop design that a lot of companies make, you know, kind of modeled after the NSX-S, or I think it's the NSX-R. I think he sent it to me because I posted this like funny thing on Instagram where like I was literally burning my hand because the shift knob in there is aluminum. So he was probably like, dude, I gotta send this guy something to solve that problem. So thank you, man, for sending this out. This is super rad. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm actually gonna put this in the car now because I wanna go for a drive in the next video. Pretty good haul, man. We have a new set of license plate bolts. We got a new shift knob you gotta try out, some cool stickers. So super happy with today's turnout. These are the current license plate bolts, and yuck, dude. These are so gnarly, like yuck. Also, the registration is expired. I'm gonna replace the sticker right now, but I'm happy to get these off and the new ones on. There we go. 2 license plate bolts fully installed. I actually went way too hard on this and I ended up pulling off every single sticker underneath the most current in order to replace it. I needed to do this, but I thought, well, dude, if I'm gonna have some good looking bolts, I might as well have the right amount of stickers on this plate. So alright, so next item on the list is going to be installing the new teardrop style shift knob. I'm not sure how well it's going to play with the shift knob collar that I have installed, so I may or may not have to ditch it for a little bit, but I'm down to try this out just to see how it feels because I've never been able to interact with one like this before. Put this in. Okay, so that's what it takes to get it threaded on. Huh. So from this angle it actually looks okay, but if you kind of look at it from the driver's perspective, it looks a little funny just because of that exposed edge from machining. Wow. Whoa, dude, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that is insanely light. Wow, that is so crazy, dude. I would have never, wow, that's something else. Huh. It's really light. Okay, so I ended up pulling the shift knob collar off, so now it's just the shift knob, and it's pretty unique. It definitely elongates the throw just a little bit, and I guess with that there's probably a little bit more leverage as well because the shaft is technically longer. I'm down to try it out. I want to see if I like it, and then go from there. Okay, so that is it for this video. I just wanted to put out a really quick update on the car, share some upcoming projects and little things that we're kind of taking care of in the meantime. So with that said, thank you for checking this out. Thank you for making it this far. If you did, I will see you in the next one.